Most celebrities keep a wall between themselves and the people who love their work. Chris Hemsworth never got that memo. This is a man who has been crowned the sexiest man alive twice and also carries a $200 million franchise on his shoulders. He also can't walk through an airport without stopping traffic. And somehow consistently, repeatedly, across countries and continents and random Tuesday afternoons, he keeps finding ways to show up when nobody expected him to. These are the moments that prove the gap between the God of Thunder and the actual human being behind him is basically non-existent. A packed movie theater in Los Angeles has bought tickets to watch Thor Ragnarok. The lights go down, the screen flickers, and then, instead of the film, James Corden walks out and tells them the movie isn't happening.
Once upon a time, on the planet of Asgard, lived Thor, God of Thunder.
What's happening instead, he explains, is a live performance of the entire film. Right here, right now, with 3 people and approximately 0 budget.
Thor fought alongside his treacherous brother Loki, the god of mischief. An evil goddess whose wrath knew no bounds, Hela, goddess of death.
The audience goes from disappointment to complete chaos in under 4 seconds, because standing on the stage right in front of them, in costume, in character, and fully committed, are the actual cast members of the film they came to watch. Hiddleston kneels before an imaginary throne. Ruffalo stumbles through a Hulk transformation. Hemsworth swings a foam hammer like it weighs 80 pounds and the fate of Asgard depends on it. These are people who paid to watch a $180 million blockbuster. What they got was 3 A-list actors performing it in a parking lot's worth of production value, and somehow that was way better. But while that surprise hit an entire room at once, the next one was built for exactly one person. Ellen DeGeneres has done her research. There's a woman named Kathy working at Warner Bros. Hardworking, completely dedicated, and absolutely obsessed with Chris Hemsworth. Kathy has 0 idea what's about to happen to her Tuesday.
Did you know that it was today?
I do now.
Yes, me too. Okay, so we're going to surprise somebody who's a huge fan, all right?
Chris Hemsworth is crouched outside the door. Ellen is watching the monitor. The plan's simple. Walk in, say hello, try not to give Kathy a medical episode.
Hi, how you doing?
How are you?
Oh, my. Are you kidding? No, we're not.
She doesn't scream. She doesn't cry immediately. She just stops, like her brain has issued a full system error and is rebooting.
To taking care of other people, so have a seat. He's going to massage you.
So, massage?
Yeah, quick massage.
Any tense areas in particular?
Do you want
more pressure? More?
harder? You want oil?
He pulls up a chair, starts a shoulder massage. Ellen, watching from a monitor somewhere, asks Kathy what she wants. Kathy, running entirely on adrenaline and 0 filter, asks if they can get naked.
One of the reasons we did this is he plays a secretary in the new Ghostbusters movie. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so, and we thought you should go to the premiere in New York, so we're going to fly you there.
Hemsworth's laugh in that moment is the laugh of a man who has done a lot of press and has never once been asked that particular question by a Warner Bros. Employee receiving a complimentary shoulder massage. Kathy won that day. She won it completely. But Hemsworth's next surprise wasn't planned by anyone. It just happened, live on Australian television. A reporter is mid-broadcast, live weather update. She's standing in the horse capital of Australia, talking about horses, doing her job. Nothing's unusual. And then, a man walks into the frame behind her.
I'm in the horse capital of Australia, but I was yet to find a horse, so I thought I should hot-foot it up to one of the horse studs and check out the...
Not rushing, not waving, just taking a stroll in. Like he was always going to be there and the broadcast just caught up with him.
And check out the beautiful...
Heard you talking about looking for some horses. There's a bunch down here, actually, which I've noticed in the paddock. What are you doing?
Well, we're doing the weather.
He picks up her thread immediately, mentions he noticed some horses in the paddock, offers to help with the segment. The reporter's professional. She holds it together better than most people would. But the gap between what she was expecting and what's currently happening is so wide, it's visible on her face.
as well. Sunshine Coast, shower or two, 22. So maybe get a raincoat ready there. Brisbane.
Nobody called this in. Nobody approved it. He just walked past a camera, saw a live broadcast happening, and decided to participate. The clip went across the internet by the end of the day. But if that was accidental, what he did at Ed Sheeran's concert in Romania was 2 months of deliberate, humbling, genuinely difficult work. Ed Sheeran has a concept. Chris Hemsworth, with zero drumming experience, will learn the drums from scratch and perform live at his concert in Romania. 70,000 people, no safety net.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever done.
2 months. Every day, Hemsworth doesn't leak it, doesn't tease it, just quietly learns how to drum while also being one of the most famous people on the planet.
There's really no feeling like it.
Sheeran's own drummer works with him. The progress is real. Not celebrity doing a bit reel. Actual real. Because Hemsworth has decided that if he's gonna do this, he's gonna actually do it.
Make some noise for Chris Hemsworth. In January, I sat him down on my drum kit.
Sheeran introduces him. The crowd responds. Hemsworth sits down behind the drums and plays, in front of 70,000 people who came to see a ginger singer-songwriter and got Thor on the drum kit instead.
If you do not know the words to this song, then you are at the wrong concert.
He didn't wing it. He earned it. 2 months of a man with every reason to coast deciding instead to be a beginner in public, and then performing the result in one of the largest venues imaginable. But while that took months to set up, the next surprise took about 4 seconds and happened completely by accident. Chris Hemsworth is walking through a dinosaur exhibit. Just a man looking at dinosaurs. And then Mr. Beast, YouTube's most viewed creator, approaches him.
Hey, can we take a photo?
Hemsworth immediately agrees. Friendly, accommodating, exactly what you'd expect. He asks if they want a selfie or if he should be in it.
Yeah, sure, man. You want a selfie or?
No. No, can you take a photo of me and my fiance?
Hemsworth processes this, looks at the phone, looks at them, looks back at the phone, and then, because he's apparently just a person, takes the photo.
In it. Okay.
Yeah, just take a photo of us. Thank you.
No problem. It's perfect.
They thank him and leave. He stands there holding a phone he just used to photograph someone who didn't want him in the picture. The god of thunder, reduced to a tourist photographer in a dinosaur museum by a man in a green shirt. He called it the dumbest thing he'd ever done. He did it anyway, but nothing on this list prepared him for what Ellen set him up without telling him. This one starts differently. During the filming of a documentary, Hemsworth undergoes genetic testing. The results reveal he carries 2 copies of the APOE4 gene, putting him at significantly higher risk for Alzheimer's disease than the general population.
Chris, there you are. Now, I have set you up with a fantastic date.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I know you.
He's raw in a way that has nothing to do with performance. This is a man genuinely sitting with something frightening. The idea that the life he's built might one day be inaccessible to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I know you're married, but
but
we won't tell your wife, okay? Come with me, come on. Now, don't be shy.
Hemsworth goes along with it, confused, slightly suspicious, and is led toward his mystery date.
Excuse me, I think I'm your date.
He touches her shoulder and says, "I'm not this person." Meaning, whatever version of me just walked through that door with all of that fear, this is where I actually live. Right here.
This magic moment.
Maybe with this experience, we've ratcheted down Chris's anxieties.
Ellen had taken the scariest moment of his year and turned it into the most grounding one. The surprise wasn't the reveal, it was the reminder. But the final moment on this list required no production, no setup, no cameras calculating the shot, just 2 actors, a children's hospital in Brisbane, and a hammer. While filming Thor Ragnarok in Australia, Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston drive to a children's hospital in Brisbane. They don't arrive as actors. They arrive as Thor and Loki, in costume, in character, carrying Mjolnir.
We go in 3, 2.
Who's with me? Yeah! I've got your back. Okay.
You seem like his little sister just like barging into his room.
A child looks up from a hospital bed and sees Thor walk through the door. Not a poster, not a screen. Thor, standing in the room, asking if they need a hand.
Hey, buddy.
Oh my god!
Do you need a hand?
Yeah.
We got your back if you do.
We're right here with you, man.
He doesn't rush it, doesn't treat it like a photo opportunity with a timer running. He sits with them, talks with them, lets them hold the hammer like it's real, because in that room, for that kid, it absolutely is.
This is Loki here and
Thor.
And we're here with Juice TV and this is Cohen.
What is it like getting to be a superhero and supervillain?
Hiddleston stays fully in character beside him, Loki, present and accounted for, which means these kids didn't just get a hospital visit. They got a scene from the movie, live, 3 feet from their bed.
You have to be worthy of holding this hammer, which you seem to be right now.
You're doing a pretty good job.
I've tried to lift this thing and I'm not worthy.
He can't lift it with 2 hands.
No cameras were there for this originally. No press release went out. It only became public because someone inside the hospital filmed it, which means it would have happened exactly the same way if nobody had seen it. That's the thing about all these moments. The ones that land the hardest aren't the biggest productions. They're not the most expensive or the most elaborate. They're the ones where someone who had absolutely no obligation to show up showed up anyway. For a fan in a stadium, for a kid in a hospital bed, for a weather reporter who was just trying to talk about horses. Chris Hemsworth has been given more reasons than most to stay behind the wall. The fame, the schedule, the security considerations, all of it is real. He keeps deciding that the person on the other side matters more. That's not something you get from 2 months of drumming lessons. That's just who he is. Which moment hit you the hardest? Drop it in the comments. And if you ever had a run-in with someone famous that you weren't expecting, we want to hear about it too.